sur la boutique officielle hein, de XKO, on leur fait un peu de la pub encore une fois. En parlant de ça, on va remercier aussi du coup The Mix-Up pour le travail magnifique.
Did y'all niggas ever watch Brandy and Mr. Whiskers? I used to watch Brandy and Mr. Whiskers a lot back in the day because, as you guys know, my schedule is always a mess, right? But I've kind of always been like this my whole life. So like my sleep schedule has always been fucked up like my whole life. I've always been a night owl. And if you were like me back then, you know that like dumb late at night, you used to get American Dragon Jake Long, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, and then like Lilo and Stitch would play like back to back to back or something like that, like every night. And that was my shit. They used to watch them show. Hey, what's Taquito doing over here? Taquito playing Tekken? I mean, I know he's played Tekken. I don't know if he plays Tekken 8 or whatever. Or I don't know if Street Fighter's going on somewhere in this vicinity or what. But.
Que la wave B. Il en reste deux en plus encore comme ça. Sonic Fox qui nous a fait rêver jusqu'à maintenant. Tout à l'heure c'était Wawa, Yasha et Yasha qui nous ont fait rêver aussi. Donc ouais, non Yasha je suis pas sûr.
This isn't a cartoon, but any of y'all used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Also, we got Ra F on stream over on the Tekken stream.
Bref, allez, qu'est-ce qu'on a ici? On a un duo qui
se retrouve ici face à un énorme client.
Ah oui, la rêve, ça va pas être évident. Clairement, on est sur un joueur d'expérience du World Tour depuis plusieurs années. On a vu son nom passer à droite à gauche.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch used to come on like really early in the morning, like 5:30, 6 a.m. I used to watch it before school. Sabrina did have a cartoon, but I'm talking about the live action show. What was the actress's name? She was in a bunch of stuff back then, I feel like, but I don't even remember. I forget who the Melissa Hart, Melissa Joan Hart. I feel like she was in a bunch of things like back in the day.
Ouais, mais ça fait quand même beaucoup de ressources dépensées pour un petit quart de gagner. Oh bah c'est pas grave, le running de toute façon va passer pour Yannick. J'allais dire, il a quand même dépensé beaucoup pour peu de dégâts. Bon, finalement derrière, bon, il a trouvé les bonnes ouvertures et il reprend l'avantage dans ce round. Attention par contre, il ne faut pas appuyer sur les boutons dans le vide. Ça marche pas très bien ça.
Ah non, dans Tekken, le whip finish est
You know, looking at it now, she actually wasn't in that much stuff. It was mostly just like Sabrina shit. But she had a show on Nickelodeon called Clarissa Explains It All. But then like the other shit she was in is Sabrina the Teenage Witch, then the animated series, and then Sabrina Goes to Rome, which yeah, I thought she was in more stuff, but I guess I used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch that much to where it felt like she was in more shows than that.
D'ailleurs, on corrigera à la régie, il y a bien 0-0, hein, voilà, exactement, parfait. Oh là là, la vitesse de réaction de la régie, c'est incroyable, j'adore cette production value.
Ah oui, oui, les beaux France Nice, c'est la crème de la crème pour vous servir. Très bon, bien joué en cette shop hein, sur le coup Armand.
Y'all fuck with Chalk Zone back in the day?
Essayer de scorer un round parce qu'on a des très bonnes opportunités, on a des bonnes idées aussi, mais à la fin.
Sabrina herself was kind of annoying. I didn't
le
think so.
des Chevaliers d'Or.
Ouais, effectivement, et regarde-moi ça, les combos de ref, le petit micro dash qu'a loupé et qui va coûter un gros.
Calling Chalk Zone the original Isekai is hilarious.
Grosse conséquence pour le joueur
Chalk Zone, Rudy's got the chalk.
Va passer contre le joueur polonais et 1-0 pour Raef.
Y'all remember the replacements on Disney?
Mais non sans difficulté, hein. Quand même, il y a du répondant du côté de Yannick.
Oui, on aime bien. De toute façon, on est dans la finale de poule, hein, donc ce n'est que les meilleurs.
You're gonna watch the 2XKO stream also? Yeah, I've been popping back and forth between them.
Sur le papier, Raef a l'air favori. Après,
I did not see the 2XKO cinematic though. No, I did not.
Ne va pas s'incliner.
Ouais, alors j'avais envie de dire que Raef était même favori dans les favoris pour les vots tout court, tu vois.
Oui.
Genre c'est un top player mondial, hein. On rappelle.
Did y'all watch As Told by Ginger? That show was really ugly, and like I didn't really like it that much, but I would still watch it sometimes.
Oui.
Là pour l'instant, ça joue en poke.
Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side.
Ça se baisse beaucoup d'un côté comme de l'autre, hein. Quand même, ça a peur des.
I like the original art style more than when they changed it. I forgot that the replacements went through the same shit like American Dragon Jake Long did, where like it had like a certain look and art style to it, and they completely changed it when the new season came out. And you better sing that shit, Lotus. Listen to this track, bitch. Type shit. Why does this stream keep freezing? My stream is still fine, right? Like my bit rate's not fine. We're not dropping no frames. It's just the Twitch streams keep.
Le lot qui va passer. Raef qui continue pour l'instant tout droit. 44 rounds d'affilée. Il est bon à pied.
Ouais, 4 rounds d'affilée, le joueur saoudien qui fait parler la poudre. Oh, il a attrapé les timings en plus de pari de son adversaire. Pari dans le vide.
Is my stream still fine?
Là pour le joueur polonais.
Because everything that I can check on says everything is fine on my end, but like, Twitch keeps buffering and shit.
Derrière pour Raef. Ah, et là c'est dur, hein. Là c'est dur, on tombe à court d'idées pour Yannick.
Ah ouais, là on est sur le quasi perfect, on tente peut-être les Hail Mary, des coups peut-être un peu plus risqués. Pas trop de jeu de glissade d'ailleurs.
Okay.
Ce qui est assez étonnant, c'est son espèce de lot là qui va extrêmement loin.
Ouais.
On l'a pas trop joué, et non, ouais, le wall splat qui va arriver là-dessus. Est-ce qu'on va avoir ne serait-ce que la possibilité
Also, yeah, you can go ahead and link the emote.
Il faut arriver de s'extirper de cette situation.
Oh là là. Mais comment est-ce qu'en se faisant bloquer, il retape derrière parce qu'il sait que son adversaire va aller faire un coup running et pouvoir le float. Allez hop, 3-0 expéditif. Ça fait 2-0 du coup pour Raef qui fait parler son seed. Hein. Il est là pour une raison. Il est l'un des favoris du tournoi. Congratulations Raef. Yeah, we see your logo.
Ah oui, il était en mission très clairement. Vous allez en voir plus de ce joueur demain parce qu'aujourd'hui ce n'est que les rounds 1 de pool. Donc dès qu'une pool est terminée, vous revoyez le joueur que le lendemain. Donc pour round 2, round 3, top 128, top 100, tout ça.
Il va pouvoir profiter de l'événement là, c'est cool pour lui là. Fin de journée pour lui, il a dit bon, 4h15, fin de journée pour moi. Je vais aller faire un tour du côté du merch ou alors du musée PlayStation ou alors
la petite moto Suzuki de jury, tout à fait.
Voilà, ou alors du stand, il y a un stand de pétanque.
Ah ouais.
L'un des sponsors, la métropole derrière ma tête. Métropole Nice Côte d'Azur, voilà, il y a un stand de pétanque dessus. Okay. Voilà, donc peut-être qu'il va aller s'essayer à la pétanque. De toute façon, il a du temps à tuer avant demain.
Écoute, moi aussi, j'ai environ 4 minutes à tuer là, donc je vais essayer d'aller voir. J'y vais tout de suite et je vous dis ce que j'en ai pensé. On revient dans 4 minutes.
4 minutes, ouais.
Oh yeah, the Adventures of Jackie Chan was like one of my favorites. Were y'all around for Class of 3000? I feel like that one was very short-lived, but I thought it was really good. I think about there's one episode in particular where they talk about like what life would be like if there was no music, and there's a song they sing. It's like life without music. I just always remember that shit. Did y'all watch Hamtaro back in the day? My Life as a Teenage Robot. 5 o'clock, got a call to go blading at the skate park down by the mall. But my mom says I gotta prevent hostile aliens from annihilating us all. With the strength of 1,070,000 men, I guess I really shouldn't complain. But still, I wish I could go for a walk without rusting in the rain. It's enough to fry my brain. But welcome to my life as a teenage robot. Welcome to my life as a teenage robot. Welcome to my life. Yeah, that's a classic. XJ9. Yo, her mom was always saying the government. XJ9. They had this game on CN for Class of 3000 where you can make your own music. Yes. I was in that bitch making beats like I was on Fruity Loops. Megas XLR. I never fucked with Megas XLR, but I remember it. Yo, y'all remember IGPX? Immortal Grand Prix? That's an anime, I'm pretty sure. That used to be on Toonami. The Megas XLR just made me think of that shit for a second. That shit also had a video game on GameCube that I played with the homie that I remember liking a lot. I feel like that's a game that was probably ass, but we liked it at the time. Mucha Lucha was definitely Mucha Lucha and then Mucha Lucha Gigante. Pulverizing pinball. You got the flea. Challenge Showdown. Gongi Tenpai! Challenge Showdown reminded me a lot of the Jackie Chan adventures because like the talismans were kind of like the artifacts in Challenge Showdown. The shows always reminded me of each other.
Et rebonjour tout le monde, on est de retour à l'Evonis et je
Any Sonic X fans? Faster, 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 faster! Sonic X!
Exactement, je peux enfin m'introduire
comme il se doit,
que tout à l'heure c'était compliqué. Bah écoute, tu m'as présenté déjà, mais maintenant vous pouvez aussi voir ma tête. C'est moi, Airisu, je suis avec mon bon habit tout droit venu de Lyon. Ça fait plaisir de se retrouver.
One thing I'll never get over is how they made Dracula pimp in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Okay, I think we've had this conversation before at some point, and this is one of those things that's in my head that I don't think I've ever actually gone back and like looked it up. Right, but I'm old enough to remember before there was the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, them niggas were part of a different cartoon, right? I think it was called Evil Con Carne. I might be getting some shit mixed up, but before there was the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I think those characters were in a different cartoon before they got their own cartoon. Or maybe they had a crossover early on or something. Like I said, it's been a long time. I never looked into this. Maybe, hold on, I have to look it up now. There's a cartoon that was called Evil Con Carne. And I think, no, okay, no, wait. No, it was Grim and Evil. Okay, no, it's coming back to me. I have to look it up. But before the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Grim was a character in a show called Grim and Evil, and then they split off into their own separate shows, which was Evil Con Carne, and then the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Am I tripping or nah?
C'est Elias, le joueur parisien de Bryan.
Yes. Malheureusement, je connais pas.
According to someone, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was originally one of the segments on the show Grim and Evil in 2001, but it got given its own series in 2003. Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? See, that's lore I don't think a lot of niggas know.
Ça me régalerait de fou. On va voir ça tout de suite. Donc, il va probablement jouer
son Bryan, que voici avec évidemment le skin qui va avec.
Bien, bah,
il avait juste pas le droit de se mettre torse nu, c'est tout.
Et on a Sanjay en face de Grande-Bretagne et c'est effectivement pas une finale de poule.
Ah, c'est pas une finale de poule, c'est un winner round 2.
Un winner round 2, en tout cas ça fait plaisir de voir Snake ici. Et Snake qui pour l'instant balance la sauce à son adversaire. On a quand même du répondant du côté de Sanjay. Hit smash immédiatement.
On a vu un côté
Snake Lotus Keyblade.
Même bien appuyé sur les boutons, donc on a fait plein de boutons counter. Faut dire que Bryan est un perso à counter.
Oui,
donc contre un adversaire agressif, c'est tout ce que.
Bro, what just happened? This match just started. A round is already over. What the fuck? Anyone remember the Mr. Meaty show? I try to forget that the Mr. Meaty show existed actually, but thank you for reminding me of that travesty. I'd be actively trying to forget that show existed. That show taught me what a tapeworm is, and I wish it never did. Okay, but since you done brought that bullshit up, I've seen a few episodes of Mr. Meaty back in the day, and I'll never forget. I didn't watch that show a lot because I thought it was fucking awful. So why I even would sit through an entire episode, I don't know. But it's just something that like you did. I just did a couple of times, right? I think we all got a show that like we didn't like, but you might have watched a couple episodes of it. And they stand out so clearly in my memory because they were just so fucking weird and like awful. But there was one episode where like, so the Mr. Meaty and them niggas, they work at a fast food restaurant, right? They work at like a McDonald's or some shit. It wasn't called McDonald's, but they basically work at McDonald's. A manager was bugging one day about like how much money like they wasted and like how to save the company money and shit. And he would go around like inspecting shit. And nigga picked up a French fry and said, "This French fry has exactly 10 grains of salt. Stop wasting salt!" I'm like, nigga, what's this nigga tripping about? But that shit was funny to me. But other than that, I hated everything else about that show. I found that one joke funny that one time, so I'll never forget it. But that's it. The nigga said this French fry got 10 grains of salt. Stop wasting salt. I'm like, nigga, what? But yeah.
J'aime bien, on a ouverture sur ouverture, la déchoppe très bonne et le DF2 là-dessus. On va pouvoir bien enchaîner. Est-ce qu'on va utiliser la jauge de hit pour l'extend? Bien sûr qu'on va l'utiliser.
I guess another part of it is as well is like when you were a kid, this was when we were kids, right? Before internet and social media was as big as it is, like it really was just TV, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, we didn't have like phones and computers and shit like that. And even for those of us who did, like it wasn't what it is now, you know what I'm saying? So like at this time, It's like TV and like video games is kind of like your main thing if you're not going outside and actually playing. So it's like you be watching TV, it's like, damn, there's literally nothing good on right now. So I guess I'll watch this. Like you would go. So for me, it was like, all right, I go to Cartoon Network, damn, it's nothing good here. Go to Nickelodeon, damn, it's nothing good here. And then I'll go to Disney. Disney was like the third one for me. So you would go to Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, then Disney Channel. And like if you ain't really fucking with none of the shows that was on, it's either I'm gonna play a video game or I guess I'm watching one of these. And so sometimes it was just. Sometimes a nigga might just be too lazy to change the channel, or you couldn't find a remote. You was like, whatever, bro, I guess we're here now. Or you was watching something that you did care about, and it's something that you didn't care about came on, and you just didn't change the channel. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Golden Don Q, thank you for the 9 months. I greatly appreciate it. What about Dragon Rider or Yin Yang Yo? I never watched Dragon Rider, and I don't think I watched Yin Yang Yo either, but I know the theme song, Yin Yang Yo, Yin Yang Yo, Yin Yang Yo. Because I remember when that show came out, and like the commercial would play all the time.
Allez, on va essayer d'aller mettre la max. Activation. Non, même pas. On garde les ressources pour plus tard.
My gym partner is a monkey. Monkey. That's in the, I don't, like, whatever tier this is, call it what you want, but that's in the same tier as Camp Laszlo.
Est-ce qu'on va pouvoir tuer avec les dash? Je pense qu'on n'aura pas assez.
Ah, risque d'y avoir un peu trop de scaling. De toute façon, on l'utilise pas. On va préférer mettre un E-Smash comme ceci. Égalisation du
Nick, 90% of the time, has something valid to watch. I just always prefer Cartoon Network over Nickelodeon.
Même si c'était bloqué, il était plus 5 derrière. Donc, c'était toujours à lui de parler.
Oui, tout à fait. Puis on a aussi noté.
I will say though, the thing Nickelodeon, well, nah, that's not really true either. All three of these like channels went through this, but I was gonna say Cartoon Network had okay. So here's what I was gonna say. We'll say what I was gonna say, and then I'll correct myself as I go. I was gonna say that like the one thing Nickelodeon had going for it is that it at least showed a lot more cartoons. Because Cartoon Network went through this era where they were just showing like a lot of live action shit. But Nickelodeon showed live action stuff as well, and Disney Channel did as well. The difference between like Disney Channel though and like Cartoon Network is that the live action shows on Cartoon Network were fucking garbage, like dick, nigga. Disney Channel had like a lot of really good live action shows. In fact, some of your favorite ones are probably the live actions more than the cartoons, because like they kind of transferred to a point where it was more live action than actual cartoons. And then like Nickelodeon. See, Nickelodeon also had all these, like, you had Nick at Night, you had Nick Jr., you had Teen Nick. So like there's a bunch of different like branches and shit. But like the live action stuff I remember watching like on the Nickelodeon channel was usually pretty good compared to like the stuff they showed on Cartoon Network. Anytime they had a live action show on Cartoon Network, that shit was really fucking bad. That was the worst era of Cartoon Network, easily. Dude, what happened? That shit sucked. Destroy, build, destroy. That shit sucked. I don't even remember some of these. Hold on.
Ouais, on a fini par les atteindre. Et regarde toute la vie pour récupérer Snake. S'il y avait un hit engager qui passait, ça commence.
What were some of the other ones? Destroy, build, destroy. Dude, what would happen? Level up. That shit was garbage. Incredible Crew. What the fuck even is this? The Other Siders, like, keep that bullshit. Out of Jimmy's Head. Wait, Out of Jimmy's Head? Okay. Out of Jimmy's Head, I think had a movie and a TV show. I think I liked the movie, but I didn't like the TV show. If I remember correct.
Lolo Paris sur le junkyard est là pour le Bryan. Allez, il va falloir utiliser des ressources parce que les ressources ça vient pas. Non, pas deux fois. Pas cette fois-ci. Et balle de match pour Sanjay.
Là, on a voulu jouer le beau jeu, malheureusement. On s'est fait attraper là-dessus sur ce choix. Snake qui doit maintenant peut-être jouer un petit peu plus conservateur. Faut voir les lots qui commencent à être lus du côté de la Grande-Bretagne. Lot qui est très présent.
Looking back, I don't know why I fuck with Incredible Crew. You were just a kid. It just is what it is.
Ouais. Pourtant, les hatchets kick se suivent et se ressemblent. Ils continuent de gratter. Full crouch.
Cartoon Network struck gold with Adventure Time, Gumball, and regular show. See, by the time Adventure Time, Gumball, and regular show, like I've seen some of that stuff. Like by the time those shows were on Cartoon Network, I wasn't really watching TV anymore. Yo, Nyquil, thank you for the 40 months. I greatly appreciate it. Live action Ben 10. There was a live action Ben 10. I'm so sorry to hear about that. If there's one way to make Ben 10 worse, I guess that's how to do it. light hole in the wall.
Ça devient visible, on a
I just remember like that was just some shit. It would come on and I would just change the channel. 'Cause I'm like, nigga, I want to watch a cartoon.
Dans le jeu de déchop de l'adversaire, le full crouch, standing 2, il pourra pas tuer avec ça, mais il va faire très très mal. On va
Jetix was on a Disney Channel as well.
certainement.
Jetix has some bangers, boy. Jetix had the bangies. Hold up, yo. Jetix had Sonic X. It had Totally Spies. Jetix had Astro Boy. Jetix had Yu-Gi-Oh. I think Jetix even had Naruto at one point. Jetix had the fucking bangers. Jetix had the fucking bangers. Let me look this up.
Un peu trop de chop, peut-être celle de trop à la fin. C'est dommage, il y avait des bonnes idées, des bonnes rides, mais on a peut-être voulu trop appuyer, penser que l'adversaire était trop friable dès qu'on voyait une fissure dans le mur. On n'a pas su varier jusqu'au bout. En tout cas, Sonjay qui s'était fait 3-0 à l'entrée a quand même bien répondu.
Jetix also had Puka and Yin Yang Yo, which I didn't really watch that much. Actually, I'm looking through this list. Everything I named is actually the stuff that I really liked off Jetix. A lot of this other shit you can kind of keep. Jetix has some bangers though. Oh, Jetix also had the Adventures of Jackie Chan, or the Jackie Chan Adventures. Looks like.
Le roleplay, voilà.
Il a fallu se mettre en condition.
What else did Jetix have?
Snake, on attend de voir plus de lui du côté loser side parce que vous le savez.
Yeah, that's all the ones I named. Those are the ones I cared about. Speaking of bangers, y'all remember? Okay, so y'all remember when CN used to also have like all these different blocks? Right? I say CN, Cartoon Network. Y'all remember? Y'all remember Maguzi? Y'all remember Maguzi? Because Maguzi, the Maguzi block had some bangies. Maguzi had Code Lyoko, Codename Kids Next Door, Crypto the Super Dog, Mucha Lucha, Pokemon, One Piece, Robot Boys, Static Shock, TMNT, Teen Titans, Totally Spies, Winx Club, Shaolin Showdown, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zatchbell. Maguzi had the bangers, boy! They don't make blocks like that no more. Let me tell you what. It was like Toonami and some other shit like combined.
Il y a énormément de monde, bien sûr. l'Evo, c'est vraiment l'endroit pour faire découvrir la FGC au reste du monde. Et donc, nous en profitons, bien sûr. Des petits coucous à la régie aussi, hein, qui nous carry tout le long de cette diffusion. Vous ne les voyez pas à l'écran. Il y a aussi...
Real ones know that Jetix was before 4Kids took over. I liked 4Kids. Like, people look back and we shit on 4Kids now, but like, I really liked 4Kids. Because 4Kids, you had Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I think you might have got Shaolin Showdown on there. Shaman King was also on 4Kids. 4Kids had a lot of anime, so I fucked with 4Kids heavy because 4Kids had all the anime. Yo, Boomerang. You niggas don't know nothing about no Boomerang. You niggas don't know about no Flintstones, no Jetsons. Y'all don't know about no goddamn Pink Panther. What you know about McGilla Gorilla? McGilla Gorilla for sale. McGilla Gorilla for sale. Shit, you got a gorilla for sale. McGilla Gorilla for sale. Y'all don't know about Quick Draw McGraw, nigga. Boomerang was my shit, man.
Pour ceux qui n'ont pas l'habitude de voir la communauté parce qu'ils sont par exemple que online, c'est ici que vous pouvez voir tous les visages.
You showing your age? Hey, listen, I don't give a fuck, nigga.
N'hésitez pas.
The OG motherfucking Scooby-Doo. The OG Scooby-Doo, man. Now, here's what I'll say. The OG Scooby-Doo, I'm not gonna lie, is only the second best Scooby-Doo cartoon. Josie and the Pussycats. Y'all know about Josie and the Pussycats, boy. Anyway, the actual Oscar mirror match. Hey, yo, cue up the gorilla gif. Ape shall never kill ape, bro. Bait. Anyway, the best Scooby-Doo cartoon is A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo is the best Scooby-Doo cartoon. The second one is the original Scooby-Doo, and then third is What's New Scooby-Doo. But the best intro is What's New Scooby-Doo. What's New Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. Gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trail leads back to you. What's New Scooby-Doo? Don't look back. You may find another clue. It's Scooby Snacks. We'll be waiting here for you.
Son tempo, elle peut ce qu'on fait, on appelle faire un délai.
Hold on, bro. They didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do this. Who told these niggas they had to go this stupid? Gonna solve that mystery. I see it's gonna be due. It's truly back to you. What's this gonna be do? Gonna solve that mystery. I see it's gonna be due. It's truly back. What's this gonna be do? I look back. You make. Hey. The Scooby's next. You'll be waiting here for you. I see you, Scooby-Doo. What's the Scooby-Doo? Na 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 na. What's the Scooby-Doo? Like, I don't know. Listen. I don't know who in they motherfucking mind. Listen. Look at me. Shut up. Look at me. I don't know who in the fuck thought it was a good idea to get Simple fucking Plan to sing the intro for Scooby-Doo. Okay, I don't know who in they ever-loving motherfucking mind decided that was a good idea.
Everything is ordinary.
But they need their dick sucked. I'm talking, nigga, the balls too.
Adverse. Shivana qui a pris un peu du poil de la bête sur ce round, mais attention parce qu'on a vu à quel point Claude ça peut aller vite. Le panic move, le back 3 de Shivana qui est peut-être un des meilleurs launchers du jeu, presque safe tellement ça vous pousse loin si jamais c'est bloqué. L'imbloquable bien gardé, enfin bien évité du coup de la part de Claude.
Eunice, I hear you up there clipping that. I hear my own voice reverberating throughout the house. No.
La Red Jar, je pense que ça va absorber les coups et ça va tuer exactement.
Mais il reste plus beaucoup de sous sur le compte en banque. Ça passe de justesse cette première game à
If you don't suck your mic off so hard.
Avec son skin.
Whatever do you mean? So you saying I shouldn't talk directly into the microphone like this? Is this a problem? You wouldn't be blasting through my screen. It ain't my fault. Is it like?
Ça fait plaisir cette adaptation. Est-ce qu'on va rester sur un mirror? Est-ce qu'on va essayer de changer? Non, et non, c'est resté et c'est sur un autre stage ultra grand, mon ami.
Ah ouais, encore plus grand. On va encore moins s'amuser avec les murs. On a entreaperçu les murs.
Anyway, Scooby-Doo had like a lot of great shows. Like there's like so many versions of Scooby-Doo and almost all of them are good. The only Scooby-Doo cartoon I think I didn't fuck with, there's one where it's just Scooby and Shaggy. And it honestly wasn't that good. I forget what it was called though. It might have just been called Scooby and Shaggy.
En tout cas, après Nice, c'est la mer. Hein, donc attention où tu vas pas trop loin quand même. Oh, le hop kick est bien trouvé de la part de.
I did not know my headset had vibration like that. Was Scrappy doing? Was Scrappy doing that? I don't know. I didn't watch that much because I didn't like it that much.
La charge. Oh, le pick-up de Quote. Premier round pour la joueuse.
Bah écoute, en tout cas. Moi je pense qu'il y a moyen d'aller sur le 1. Là je voudrais pas trop prédire, j'ai hésité avant de prononcer ces mots, t'as vu. Mais je pense qu'il y a une possibilité d'aller sur le 1-1. En tout cas Shivana qui va faire la première ouverture sur le round. Et on va maintenir le compte.
Na 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 na.
C'est dommage, on a bloqué la balayette, on n'a pas pu faire plus.
What's this Scooby-Doo?
Très cher à Quote sur ce round. Shivana, activation en plus de Nani Wagusto, la ressource d'Asuka qui va lui permettre de faire des dégâts colossaux.
Yeah, like the bumpers and stuff back then.
Ouais.
Parce qu'en fait, en termes do these channels and networks even do stuff like that anymore? Like, remember the old Toonami bumpers, like Adult Swim and shit like that? Dude, does TV even still do shit like that?
Les imbloquables commencent à rentrer, donc le mind game est en place.
Il est bien en place, le side step 2 de la part de Shyvana qui va. Bah tu vois, finalement il est là le mur. J'ai rien dit. Bah, voilà.
It's a damn shame.
Tout est possible.
You know what else I was thinking about recently? Since we going through like a nostalgia, like memory lane type route. I feel like there used to be, and maybe it does still exist and I'm just not as aware of it because I'm not that age anymore. But like I feel like there's a severe lack of like preteen media, right? Like there used to be like shows and channels specifically for like people who were like 10 to 14 years old, and like music and like rappers and singers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like kids today, they ain't got no fucking like Lil Romeo and shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got Bow Wow. They don't got mindless behavior. I know Eunice showed me like a mindless behavior video the other day. Motherfuckers ain't got like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like preteen media just feels like it doesn't really exist like that no more. Where it's like the target demographic is children, but it's like content that either is just fun and like happy-go-lucky and shit for kids, or is like educational but also entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. There's not preteen media. It's literally Mrs. Rachel the Castanat streams, and that's what I mean. Like yeah, literally, but like literally though. Like kids ain't got like niggas who are 12 years old. They ain't got Zoe 101 no more, or like Drake and Josh, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know when I was a kid, I was like, damn, I hope I go to a high school like Zoe 101 one day. That shit seemed lit. Them motherfuckers on a whole college campus, by the way. But
le dash sur le wake up de l'adversaire. Égalisation de la Asuka Tekken 7. Quote remet les.
Most kids media feels like TikTok entertainment. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's all just online shit now, where it's just they watch TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Ned's Declassified. Like I don't think shit like that exists no more. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Le Mexique est en place.
Mexico, sí, viva Mexico, arriba. Ah. Regardez-le, il est très content.
En même temps, il représente son pays.
They don't have Camp Lazlo. Well, they might not need Camp Lazlo, but.
Même quand il n'y a pas de Mexicains en jeu, et je crois que le match a déjà commencé.
Also, I don't exactly know what Mrs. Rachel is, but I've heard of it like many times.
Avec un launcher trouvé de la part de Quote qui a déjà mis son adversaire dans le coin. On passe de map assez grand.
Funny enough, I feel like our parents did the same thing about the TV. I think the difference is our parents growing up would say shit like, all we do is watch TV, we need to go outside and this and that. But like a lot of our parents were simultaneously like very overprotective. So it's like, well nigga, like you're not gonna let me, like I'm not allowed to leave the driveway. So like what the fuck you want me to do, my nigga? Like you know what I'm saying? Like my generation, people my age, our parents had way more freedom growing up than we did. So like they would criticize certain like interests or hobbies or things that we would do, but it's like, well, you don't let me do the things that like you did at my age, so like I don't really know what you expect from me. This isn't quite that, you know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about like kids nowadays and like what they have, like what they do, they have everything and more, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like people my age, frankly, a lot of them aren't great parents and are kind of irresponsible, but at the same time, it's like a lot of them, I think it's two sides, because like there is that, because there's just so many like, idiots, but then also there's a lot of people who like learned from the mistakes that their parents made, and like I don't want to do the same thing my parents did in terms of like whether it has to do with trauma or like not being as accepting for who they are, like being understanding about mental health and depression or their sexuality and all those other things. So like it goes both ways, but what I mean more so is that like the access to what they have, kids nowadays have access to way more than ever before, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the internet and social media, information, entertainment, whatever, but I don't think that they are given a lot of the content that we were, that was more just catered toward them and was better for their consumption, you know what I'm saying? He's an educational YouTuber for babies, so that much I've surmised just through context, but I've never actually seen the channel for myself or like looked into it, but I hear about it from like other people who have, you know, people my age or a little bit older or a little bit younger that have kids and shit.
Carrément. En tout cas, Code qui n'a pas dit son dernier mot. On va utiliser peut-être des nouveaux strings et des belles feintes là-dessus. Par contre, la shop.
Driveway limit used to be crazy. Yeah, like you know, I crossed the street. Like I left my neighborhood and went across the street for the first time ever when I was like 12 or 13 years old. I was in middle school the first time I was allowed to go across the street to go to the gas station.
Heureusement, il y a le mur pour pas faire le full
You know what I'm saying? Whereas when my parents was kids, them motherfuckers was all over the goddamn city by the time they was 13. I could barely go across the street. And I get it. It's scary. It's dangerous and stuff. But it's just like, the fuck you want me to do?
La première qui remporte ce round a tout gagné et continuera en winner side. L'autre sera relégué dans le monde des ténèbres, aka le loser bracket. Oh oui, cette ouverture de quote va faire très mal au moral de son adversaire. Attention parce que la pression, ça fait droit.
Look, you know how like motherfuckers get a car for the first time and now they never at home? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker get a car and they license like, oh man, I'm going everywhere, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just be like, niggas find any excuse to go drive somewhere. That was me with crossing the street. Like once I was finally allowed to like leave the neighborhood, motherfucker, I'm going to McDonald's to buy a single chicken sandwich. I'm going to the grocery store. I want a bag to the gas station. I want a bag of chips. I was finding any reason to leave the motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go for a walk.
La modernité l'emporte sur la tradition. C'est finalement le message que tu veux laisser à nos générations futures. Écoute, je l'accepte.
Oui, c'est ça, regarde, je vois toute une délégation avec et j'ai cru voir Trinidad, donc c'est peut-être Trinité et Tobago, hein, effectivement.
But I remember being in middle school and not being allowed to like leave my neighborhood. Like I remember. Yeah, this feels so crazy looking back on it. But I remember I actually could not leave the neighborhood growing up. Like I remember being in middle school and like I would have friends or like be hanging out with people and they would like leave the neighborhood to like go to the store or like go to the plaza down the street and shit like that, and I wasn't allowed to go. Which looking back to me is so crazy. Like I was 13 years old and I wasn't allowed to leave the neighborhood.
Ah, et ben voilà. Et ben on est très content alors
What the fuck?
Voyager et représenter leur pays.
Cause like I look at it now, right, and this is why I say like it's a little bit different, I guess, for a lot of parents. I mean, granted, even back then there were parents that were like this, but like I'll be out and about myself now as an adult, running errands, doing whatever, or like taking a ride somewhere, and I'll see kids, and they look like they're like 10 years old, and it's a bunch of them, you know, all out walking from the store probably back to their neighborhood. I'm like, that's not some shit I would have been allowed to do at their age. Or like kids like walking home from school. Like when I was in high school, I would walk to school sometimes because like my neighborhood was like literally 1 block away from school, so like I would walk there and back sometimes. But I was in high school before I was allowed to do that. And even then, it ain't like I asked for permission or like anybody knew what I was doing that. I was just doing it because like, who the fuck gonna know? My parents are at work. Well, actually at that time I was living with my mother and my parents were separated. She'd be either asleep or at work or whatever. So it's like, it's not like anyone knew I was doing that anyway, which by that point, surely no one would have gave a fuck. But like, it ain't like they even knew I was doing that when I started doing that.
Il est en format Anakin Skywalker, là il est là pour tout détruire.
Il veut être concentré sur le jeu, surtout il veut se.
Woke up at 4 a.m. one day, looked out my window saying, yeah, this is a good time to take a drive.
De toute façon, quand on joue Bryan, il faut qu'on soit dans notre bulle, il faut être imprévisible, il faut surtout lui qui est un fanatique des Tone Jet Upper.
Ah bah les compilations de Bila de Tone Jet Upper sur Twitter, je vous les conseille. Ouais, il est fait avec un petit montage musical dessus, c'est succulent.
C'est à chaque fois une petite gâterie vraiment.
I definitely knew people who had parents that were way more strict than mine, but I also knew a lot of people whose parents were way less strict than mine. And I think my dad was just very protective, like he was just very concerned for our safety and shit. And I get it, like I don't hold it against him. Like he was just doing what he thought was for the best, and he raised me right and he did great. You know what I'm saying? My pops did a great job raising me. Now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it at all. But looking back, there's definitely like some things I look back on, like he might have been being a little bit overprotective here, but you know, rather that than him not give a fuck at all. You know what I'm saying? There's like not be involved at all. So.
Bryan, t'es obligé de le step. Comme ça. Exactement.
Mais ce qui est bien, c'est que le step de Lily, il est plutôt très bon et globalement, elle a aussi des coups assez évasifs. Donc, il y a de quoi faire.
Once I got to a certain point though, he gave me all the freedom in the world as well. And like a switch kind of like flipped one day where it's like I wasn't allowed to do shit to like now he don't give a fuck what I do. You know what I mean? It's like, which is like I guess natural. Like as you get older, you should just be getting more freedoms and stuff. But like, it feel like I can't even exactly pinpoint when it happened. It just feel like one day I wasn't allowed to do anything at all or go anywhere, and then like eventually it was like I don't give a fuck what you do, just be back, you know, at a regular hour. Yo, Ninja Jr., thank you for the 3 years. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm jealous of guys having more freedom. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but like you at least understand like why it is that way, right? It's obviously so much more dangerous for girls than it is for guys. I don't blame parents for being that way. It's like it's not that like little boys aren't at the same risk, but it's like obviously girls are much more, you know what I'm saying?
Oh!
Dommage, on a fait un step backdash, je pense que c'était une erreur d'exécution, mais on va quand même trouver
One of the things that kills me is that kids in this era have smartphones in kindergarten. I had my first ever cell phone, I think in the 4th grade, and it was just like a little track phone from Walmart. Just because like I was the oldest, and so like sometimes I'd be at home by myself, like looking after my younger siblings, like until my parents got home from work or shit like that after school and shit.
Ah oui, et le hit smash qui va venir traquer parce qu'il est counter, bien évidemment. On a appuyé sur le bouton au moment où il fallait pas.
I didn't get my phone till like the 11th grade. So the thing is, like, I had one out of necessity. Like my parents, for me, thought, because again, it wasn't nothing crazy. Like I didn't have a smartphone or nothing like that. It was a very simple like phone from Walmart that was like $40 or some shit. That had a limited amount of minutes, and the only phone numbers I had were like my parents. And then I might have had like my grandmother or something like that, and I might have had like one friend whose number I had. But like it was really like for emergencies, because growing up, you know, my parents would work various shifts and different jobs and shit. I would have a lot of times where like I was home alone with all of my younger siblings, so like I had a cell phone because like they felt like I needed it in case of emergency or in order to contact them or whatever. So it wasn't even like I had a phone and like I couldn't do shit on it but call and text, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no fucking iPhone. But I had my first one in the 4th grade for that reason.
Se relever, on va trouver un optique salvateur du côté de Mouquette. Est-ce qu'on va choisir d'exploser le mur tout de suite? Excellente question. Non, ça va pas péter.
Non, pas cette fois-ci. Et puis le petit step de Bila qui était mignon, malheureusement on n'a pas eu la grosse ouverture derrière.
But my mother also worked for Sprint back in the day. So eventually the whole family got cell phones because she had like the really good hookup or whatever as an employee there or something like that. So eventually we all got phones. But BlackBerry in 6th grade. I had a BlackBerry in 7th grade.
Et là on est déjà là on est dans le tout droit là.
I still got that bitch somewhere. It's not my first one, because I had the BlackBerry Curve. I had 2 of them. Because I had one and then eventually like a new one came out, and like a couple years later I upgraded to the new one. The newer one of the 2 that I had, that bitch is in a box somewhere around here. Y'all remember the LG rumor? Bitch slid out. They gotta bring back the sidekick. I think they did at one point.
Attention Bila, parce qu'on est en train de se faire mettre à mal et les rounds ça revient pas, il faut finir tout de suite. Oh, ça part totalement dans le vide, on garde bien jusqu'au bout. 1, 2, 1 safe. Là il faut prendre la bonne décision et c'est Mouquette qui l'a pris, la bonne, qui vient de sauver une première balle de match.
You know what's funny about the LG rumor? So I think when that phone came out, I thought it was the coolest fucking phone ever, and I wanted it really bad because it slid out and had like the full keyboard and shit, and I thought that was so lit. And I remember I actually ended up getting one, you know what I'm saying? My parents were able to, I don't remember, my mother might have still been working at like the Sprint store at the time. I don't really remember exactly. Or maybe I was like on a really good plan where it was like one of them plans where you could like upgrade your phone like every year or like every 2 years or some shit like that, whatever. And I think my cousin had it, and my best friend at the time also had that phone. And the rumor came in 3 different colors, maybe 4, but I remember 3 specifically. And those colors were black. It was like black with maybe like some blue accents. There was an all white one, and there was a bright ass lime green one. And I remember talking with my parents or whatever and being like, I don't remember if this was like my own opinion or like they convinced me of this or what, but it was like, oh, you don't want to get the same one as your cousin or the same one as like your friend, you should get like a different color or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I ended up getting the lime green one, which I was perfectly happy with at the time. I had no issue. Like I loved that phone. looking back now, ain't no fucking way I picked the green one. That shit is ugly as fuck. The black one and the white one, they're so much better and like so much more like my aesthetic, but I don't remember if like I didn't want to have the same as my best friend in case they got mixed up, or I didn't want the white one because my cousin had it, or like what the case was. But like it's, I'm gonna show y'all. It's just ugly ass green. Hold on.
Tu sais quoi, moi j'aimerais même le revoir demain.
T'aimerais le revoir demain carrément.
Mais je pense que nous on va se revoir.
Alright, so peep. Yeah. Here it go. So this was the phone. Okay. So this was the LG rumor. It looked like some old shit, right? But at the time, I thought this was the most lit phone ever made. Okay. So this was the black and blue one, which is the one that I would have picked if I was using my fucking head. But my best friend had this one, right? And then there was an all white one, which my cousin actually had. Okay. Still pretty clean. Wouldn't have minded having that one either. Honestly, still looked pretty damn good. But for whatever reason, I ended up picking this ugly ass fucking green one. It's not that bad, but like it's clearly way worse than the other two. And I think eventually they came up with like this blue one. But yeah, like it just, I don't know. I don't know how I convinced myself or let them convince me to get that. I don't know why any of us thought me getting the green one was a good idea. I still have it sitting around somewhere though. Low key. Let me see something. I might buy one of these hoes just cause. Just for like nostalgia's sake. This shit gotta be dirt cheap. $20? I'm about to buy one of these bitches just to have it. Hell yeah, them bitches is dirt cheap. Just on some nostalgia shit. Just like, I'm not, like it's completely useless, but it's just like, I kind of want it. Yeah, you can find these dirt cheap. I remember they came out the LG Rumor 2. I never got the second one. But yeah. Because I think after that phone, I started getting like my dad's old phones. Like my dad would have a phone and then upgrade and I would get his old one or something like that. Maybe it was my brother, I don't remember. Black and blue look best? Yeah, easily. I never had a Motorola Razr. I wanted one of those at one point, but I never got one. Remember the LG chocolate? I do remember the LG chocolate. LG had some bangers back then, boy. LG was kind of lit. Like before iPhones and shit. You know what I'm saying? Samsung, LG, them was those niggas running shit. And Samsung obviously still doing their thing, but before Apple came around, there was a lot more variety in the phones you saw around. Sidekicks, Blackberries and shit. Most people these days, they have like a Galaxy or an iPhone, and most people just have an iPhone. And there's like way more phones out there that exist. Like I said, this niggas like got the Z Fold and the Z Flip, fucking phones from Huawei and Xiaomi and shit. Like there's other phones that's still out there, but I feel like you saw way more variety back in the day than you do now. It's kind of just like all Galaxy and iPhone for the most part. I'd say like 90% of people probably have those. If it was mint green, I could have got behind it. Mint green would have actually been clean as hell. I don't know how you gaslit yourself into picking the worst one. I don't either. I don't know. It's all right though, because the next phone I had after that, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like my dad's phone. Like he upgraded to something new and I got his old one or something. But then the phone after that, I'm pretty sure it was my first BlackBerry. Or actually, maybe my next phone after the rumor was a BlackBerry. So this joint right here, hold on, let me find it.
Retour à l'Evo-Nice. Nous avons changé d'analyste technique. Bonjour Zulu, très content de te voir avec moi.
This joint right here, nigga. When I had this phone, you couldn't tell me shit. Oh, I was the cool. Bro, BlackBerry was the shit. This was the iPhone before the iPhone. This was like the first time where like when a phone came out, niggas like this was like the hip trendy like, oh, that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like I was the coolest motherfucker. Nobody had a cooler phone than me at school when I had this motherfucker right here, boy. The BlackBerry Curve was the shit. And then it had like this original like track ball in the middle, and then like the next one I had, it had like a track pad, like it when the upgrade came around, so it looked like. Oh, let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, like this. I still have this phone sitting around somewhere. Yeah, a little bit more sleek. They replaced the ball with like a trackpad and shit. Bro, BlackBerry Messenger, BBM, niggas had BBM before iMessage, bro. I'm trying to tell you, the BlackBerry Curve was the iPhone before iPhones. If you ain't have a BlackBerry, which most niggas didn't, especially at the time of like my age, I don't even know how I ended up getting one of these, cause like I don't think they were like dummy expensive, but it's just like most like the majority of people who had these were like adults and shit that were like, you know, they had it for like work and stuff like that. I don't know how the fuck I ended up with one as a kid, but
Et depuis la saison 2, Tibetano et Fergus ont fait des résultats qui ont prouvé que le perso marchait bien quand on savait jouer.
Is it Nothing Phone? I've seen the Nothing Phone. It looks really cool. I like it aesthetically. Like visually, I think it looks really dope.
Ceux avec qui ça marchait pas, c'est qu'ils savaient pas trop jouer. Mais oui, le perso après, bon là c'est la crème de la crème. Tu dis Tibetano du coup. Mais oui, c'est un personnage.
Yeah, Brick Breaker. Hell yeah, BBM was lit, bro. BBM was iMessage before iMessage.
Vous allez continuer à en voir.
Dis-moi mon cher Zulu, tu as un très beau t-shirt.
Oui.
Tu as un très beau t-shirt qui nous vient du Tekken Shop présent à l'Evo.
C'est exactement ça, qui vient du Tekken Shop qui est juste là. Donc pour ceux qui veulent choper leur place, allez prendre le petit t-shirt que j'ai là. Hein. Est-ce que dans le chat vous reconnaissez un peu ce que c'est comme signe? Voilà, allez chercher ça ici. Donc les places sont encore dispo. Si vous voulez chercher jusqu'à dimanche, on est là.
Vous avez le t-shirt de
Guys, I found my first ever cell phone. This right here was the first phone I ever had. It was this stupid cheap, like this was it. This was the phone. It was a track phone from Walmart. It was probably like 20 bucks. All I could do was text and send messages. But it was this. It came in this fucking plastic blister pack and shit. This was my first ever cell phone. I hated that phone. Hey, I was dumb lit over it. That was my first phone, bro. I was in like the 4th grade or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, shit, I got a cell phone, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? Yeah, back when Yahoo was still the bro. So I was still using Google back then, but y'all remember Ask Jeeves? Really showing my age with that one. Niggas don't know about Ask Jeeves. Hey, Ask Jeeves was lit once upon a time. Ask who? Nigga, I know you know who Ask Jeeves is. You're not that young. Well, it stopped being called Ask Jeeves for a very not for a very long time, but like very quickly. It used to be called Ask Jeeves, and it eventually just became Ask.com.
Alissa, c'est vraiment le même cas de figure. C'est l'utilisation de la 3D à son paroxysme.
Vraiment dans le top, et là, ça va être tout de suite puni par Shirdel. 2-0.
Bloqué. Quelle défense, quelle défense.
There was a point in time, like back then, I used Ask more than Google. The thing is as well, when I was introduced to Google, I didn't realize that you could search up anything on Google. So I actually learned about Google in school, like when it was, not like when it first came out, but like it was still relatively young, all things considered, right? Like the internet wasn't, your boy here getting kind of old. So like the internet wasn't anywhere near what it is now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I remember I was in school, and what my teacher taught us to use Google for was to find coloring pages. So like she showed us Google one day and said, yeah, like if you go to Google and you type in like a cartoon and coloring pages, you can find coloring pages of like any character you like. And so that's all I used Google for at first. I didn't know you could do anything else. Like I was like, oh yeah, if I go to Google, like I can find coloring pages. So I would type in like Dragon Ball Z coloring page or like Goku coloring page or like Pokemon coloring page and stuff like that. And you know, then I would go and we were allowed to like go and print out like the images that we'd find, because then it would just give you like line art of like these random characters. Because you know, I mean, you could technically still do that now. Like if you just type in like coloring page or like line art, we would go to images and just print them out and then just color. So like for a while, I thought Google was just like a way to get coloring book pages. I didn't know you could use it for anything else. Turns out you can use that bitch for everything else. But I didn't know that at first. So like, I would use Ask Jeeves the way that we use Google now, but I didn't know I could do that on Google. I thought Google was for coloring pages and Ask Jeeves was like a search engine where I could ask it questions and it would give me the answer. We should color again? We should. This whole time I thought I had a track phone, nigga. I had a Kyle set. I don't even know what the fuck that is. He got programmed to think a certain way. I mean, I don't think my teacher was trying to get us to think that that's what Google was for, but she was just showing us that it could do that, and I just thought that's what Google was for. I miss LimeWire. I don't. You know how many family computers I ruined with LimeWire? Probably only 1 or 2, but that's a lot. What y'all know about Share Bear? Or maybe it was called Bear Share. I think it was actually called Bear Share. That was LimeWire after LimeWire. Skillish, you fuck you, nigga, I was 7.
Ça sent pas bon pour Kuro, ça sent pas bon, les punitions sont légères en plus. L'esquive jusqu'au bout, la bloque. On réagit bien du côté de Kuro quand même, on se donne un sursis. Oh non, la cancel, alors qu'on allait avoir le float, malheureusement pour le joueur portugais.
Nigga, I was burning CDs damn near every day though. LimeWire had your boy geek, nigga. I was a mixed master. You know how many CDs I made with LimeWire? I had every album out.
De débloquer son compteur et mine de rien, s'il prend un round, peut-être qu'il peut en prendre 3, notamment grâce à ce pari, ce launcher, ce gros gamble effectué de la part de Kuro qui lui a souri. Oh, attention derrière.
Ah, on a tenté, mais non, on était sur le mauvais timing là, on s'est pris un coup.
How old are you, brother?
On enlève les Tienzo. De punir à la relevée, c'est pas bon. Et le troisième round pour Sirdel.
Why did it land on that number? Of all the numbers it could have landed on, why it picked like the most memey number it could have possibly landed on? I was hoping it would say some shit like 37 or like 21 or like something that's like, I'm not sure if that's real, but it's believable. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed it to be like I needed it to be a number that's like a few years higher or lower than what you might like guess, but it's like, well, I don't know, maybe.
Fait partie des joueurs d'Alissa menaçants en Europe, comme notamment MeFirst. MeFirst, joueur d'Alissa que j'ai eu la chance de commenter un petit peu ce matin avec un match, ma foi.
I remember one time I was trying to. Y'all watch Kim Possible, right?
Salut. Ah, ouh, je vois du client chez Falcon.
So you know in Kim Possible, she's got a best friend named Ron. And Ron has a pet named Rufus, the naked mole rat. And there's an episode where Ron makes a rap song called the Naked Mole Rap. Yo, listen up, Happy Howl from Ron. Naked Mole Rat is the name of the song. Here's a story. No, it's going top notch story. Don't know what the truth is. How Ron met Rufus. Never heard a cat bark. Never heard a puppy purr. My dad's allergic to every kind of fur. Found a super hairless pet on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So like, as a kid, again, fucking love Kim Possible. I'm like, yo, I love this song. So I tried to download the song on LimeWire. So I'm looking up Naked Mole Rap, not thinking anything of it. And I'm trying to find it on LimeWire. It took me a few tries to find the Kim Possible song. Let's just say that. Let's just say there were other things with naked in the title that I thought were the song that were not the song. And I was like, oh no. Traumatized, not necessarily traumatized, more so like,